Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and felt as though even lifting yourself out of bed was a challenge? When even the smallest actions, like going upstairs, carrying groceries, or walking around your home, seem like monumental tasks. If this resonates with you, you're certainly not alone. For many older adults, declining muscle strength can subtly erode both energy and independence. However, the encouraging news is that there is a way to reclaim what feels lost, even after turning 70. Stick with this video until the very end to learn how basic daily practices can help you rebuild strength, increase your vitality, and renew your sense of control, just as they did for Maria, who is now 95 years old. You'll discover some straightforward but effective habits that can truly change your life. But before we dive in, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the like button on this video. Supporting this channel helps me continue sharing essential knowledge for healthy aging. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe and activate the bell icon so you'll never miss any upcoming videos. And if you find this video helpful, please drop a comment with a thumbs up. If not, please comment with a score of 0 so I can improve future content for you. Now let's begin with Maria's story. Maria had always been the kind of woman who lived life with vigor, someone who found happiness in the simple joys of day-to-day living. She loved working in her garden, feeling the earth as she tended to her flowers and vegetables. She enjoyed cooking warm, homey meals for her loved ones and going on slow, peaceful walks around her community. Maria had a warm smile for everyone she passed, making people feel valued and seen. Even in her later years, she seemed to glow with youthful energy. Many admired how gracefully she moved, as though time had barely touched her. Then one day, things took a sudden turn. As she reached for a familiar pot she had lifted countless times before, something odd happened. Her hands began to shake, her grasp loosened, and she struggled to support its weight. It felt strange, unsettling. She chalked it up to being tired and tried to ignore it, hoping it was just a fleeting moment. But only a few days later, another incident startled her. While going up to her terrace, she felt an unfamiliar weight in her legs. The stairs she used to climb so easily now felt steep and intimidating. She had to stop midway, clutching the railing, her heart racing, not from the effort but from rising fear. Was she merely exhausted, or was something more serious happening to her body? Her daughter, noticing these worrying changes, insisted she see a doctor. Maria was hesitant. She'd always taken pride in being strong and self-reliant, but in her heart, she sensed something wasn't right. Reluctantly, she agreed to go, hoping for peace of mind while bracing for complex answers. At the clinic, the doctor performed several tests to evaluate her balance, muscle strength, and overall condition. After a brief silence, the doctor looked at her with a calm, yet serious face. What he said next would stick with her. Mrs. Maria, the decline in muscle mass as we age is more common than many realize. It's called sarcopenia, and without action, your strength will continue to fade week after week. If ignored, he added, it can result in serious outcomes. More falls, broken bones, and eventually a complete loss of mobility. But then he offered a silver lining. This decline didn't have to continue. With the proper measures, it could be reversed. Those words settled deeply within Maria. She had always understood that aging came with changes, but she never imagined it could rob her of the freedom to move, care for herself, and live independently. She wasn't ready to surrender. Her way of life The doctor explained further that aging affects the body's ability to produce the proteins necessary for maintaining and rebuilding muscle tissue. Without sufficient activity and proper nutrition, muscles gradually weaken and atrophy. This wasn't just about feeling a bit tired. It was a real biological process quietly unfolding inside her. But she had a choice, and she realized she could either let time take its toll or decide to act. At that moment, Maria chose to fight back. This choice, this decision to take control of her health, was the first step on her journey to reclaiming her strength and independence. She wouldn't let weakness define her. She would regain her strength, reclaim her mobility, and protect her independence. The road ahead wouldn't require dramatic changes. Instead, it would involve simple, manageable daily practices, gentle exercises, mindful eating, and a few lifestyle adjustments would be her tools for transformation. These are practices that anyone can incorporate into their daily routine, regardless of age or current physical condition. Maria had always cared for others, her family, her community, her garden. Now it was time to care for herself. With quiet determination, she took her first step toward recovery, ready to face the coming years with strength instead of fear. She understood that this was a journey, and that the changes wouldn't happen overnight. However, she was patient and ready to put in the work. The first habit that began her journey was surprisingly simple, a technique called dry brushing. Maria had never imagined that something so basic could create such noticeable improvements. For years, she had dealt with stiff, uncooperative muscles each morning, believing it was just a natural part of growing older. But then a therapist friend gave her an unexpected tip that changed her perspective. Before trying medications or exercises, try waking your muscles up with dry brushing, they suggested. Dry brushing not only stimulates the lymphatic system, which helps the body to detoxify, but it also exfoliates the skin, leaving it smoother and softer. She was skeptical at first. Could simply brushing her skin make a difference? Still, she decided to give it a try. She purchased a brush made from natural bristles and began using it each morning before stepping into the shower. Before starting any new health regimen, it's essential to consult a healthcare professional to ensure it's safe and appropriate for you. The method was easy, but surprisingly powerful. Standing in her bathroom, she would gently brush from her feet upwards, in long strokes, toward the heart. She covered her legs, arms, and back with slow, even movements. Initially it felt a bit strange, tingly but not unpleasant. She was careful not to apply too much pressure, especially on sensitive areas, but something amazing happened over time. The morning stiffness she had grown used to started to ease. Her legs no longer felt as heavy, and rising from bed didn't feel like a struggle. It was as if her muscles were waking up with her, becoming allies rather than obstacles. What made it even better was the science behind it. Dry brushing improved blood circulation, which helped deliver more oxygen and nutrients to her muscles, keeping them active and nourished. It also supports the lymphatic system, assisting in the removal of toxins that might cause fatigue, swelling, and mobility issues. Studies have shown that dry brushing can increase blood flow by up to 25%, a figure that explains why she felt so much more energized after only a few weeks. To finish off her morning ritual, Maria followed her brushing session with a warm shower, letting the water relax her further. Then she applied natural coconut oil to moisturize her skin, leaving her body feeling soft and renewed. What started as a simple habit quickly became a symbol of self-care. In those few peaceful minutes each morning, Maria wasn't just brushing her skin. She was reclaiming her control over aging. Dry brushing turned into her daily dose of empowerment. It was more than just healthy skin. It was about reigniting vitality. And if you're still with me in this video and learning something valuable, please comment number 1 below so I know you're here. Now let's talk about the second habit that changed everything for her. The healing broth that helped restore her inner strength. Maria had always carried herself with resilience, but as the years progressed, she noticed more weakness in her body. Even basic activities, such as getting out of a chair, walking for extended periods, or carrying a small load of groceries, left her completely drained. She realized it was time to focus on nourishing herself from within. One evening she confided in her granddaughter, who was studying nutrition. Maria shared how fragile she had begun to feel, and her granddaughter responded with excitement, sharing an old family recipe for bone broth, a traditional remedy known for its healing benefits. Although initially unsure, Maria was curious and decided to give it a try. This broth, rich in collagen, essential minerals, and amino acids, had long been used to support muscle growth and joint health. Gathering her ingredients, she carefully selected 1 kilogram of beef or chicken bones, preferably with cartilage, which is high in collagen. She added a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to help extract minerals from the bones. She included fresh ginger for its anti-inflammatory properties, along with garlic and onion for their immune-boosting benefits. Herbs like rosemary and parsley enhanced both the flavor and healing qualities. Then she added enough water to cover everything. Maria placed it all in a large pot, let it simmer for 12 hours on low heat, and waited. As the rich aroma filled her kitchen, it brought back fond memories of meals from her childhood. The next day, she drank her first warm cup of the golden broth. With every sip, she imagined strength and nourishment flowing through her body, fueling her muscles and joints. She made it a habit to drink the broth daily before breakfast. At first, the changes were subtle. After a few days, she began to feel slightly more energetic, but over time, the effects became undeniable. Her joint pain decreased, and her muscles felt more stable and reliable. Tasks that once left her exhausted were no longer overwhelming. Modern research supports what Maria felt. Collagen in bone broth helps rebuild muscle and enhances joint flexibility. At the same time, minerals such as magnesium and calcium are essential for maintaining healthy bones and muscle function. The anti-inflammatory properties of garlic and ginger speed up recovery and reduce daily discomfort. For Maria, this broth turned into much more than a simple recipe. It became a symbol of recovery. With every cup, she felt her strength returning and her spirit lifting. It reminded her that vitality could be regained, no matter her age. The third habit she discovered was something even more surprising: deep breathing. Even after adding dry brushing and bone broth to her routine, something still seemed missing. Her progress was real, but her energy wasn't quite where she hoped. Some mornings, despite a whole night's rest, she woke up. She gently lifted her arm, raising it until it reached shoulder level, then held the position steadily for a moment before lowering it back down. This slow, mindful movement activated the muscles in her shoulder, arm, and upper back, contributing to improved posture and stability. To further develop her flexibility and spinal strength, Maria tried a new technique, resting the cane across her shoulders and gently turning her torso from side to side. These gentle twists helped release the tightness in her back, while also increasing mobility in her core. Day by day, she could sense her body adjusting, becoming more agile and resilient. Understanding the importance of strengthening her lower body, Maria used the cane as a support while performing shallow squats. Initially, she moved carefully, paying close attention to her balance. With consistent practice, she began to notice subtle, yet significant progress. Her legs felt sturdier, her hips more stable, and getting up from a chair, which had once been intimidating, became manageable and steady. In those early days, each movement required focus and precision to maintain proper form and activate the right muscle groups. However, as time passed, her confidence grew. Her body responded more effectively, and what once felt difficult began to feel natural. Where walking had once been shaky, it was now fluid and assured. Activities she had once avoided, like picking something up, carrying bags, or standing for long periods, started to feel effortless. The cane, which once symbolized her dependence, had now become a powerful tool of empowerment. Research shows that cane exercises offer numerous benefits to older adults by activating stabilizing muscles, improving balance, and reducing the risk of falls. By offering extra support, the cane enables individuals to perform strength-based exercises safely, making it ideal for seniors who strive to maintain their independence and mobility. For Maria, this simple device was more than a walking aid. It was a key to unlocking a healthier, stronger, and more confident version of herself. It wasn't just about moving. It was about reclaiming her freedom and living without constraints. As she progressed on her path to better health, Maria noticed that though her strength was returning and her body felt more active, something was still missing. She realized exercise alone wouldn't be enough. Her muscles needed proper nourishment to grow stronger and recover from daily effort. One evening, during a visit with her granddaughter Sophia, who worked as a nutritionist, Maria opened up about how she was feeling. Sophia listened with care and then shared insights that would completely change how Maria viewed her diet. She explained, "Grandma, what you eat matters just as much as how you exercise. Your muscles are like a house under construction. They need the right materials to rebuild." Sophia emphasized the importance of high-quality proteins and antioxidants in supporting muscle repair and protecting against damage caused by oxidative stress. Curious, Maria asked her to elaborate. Sophia continued, noting that antioxidants help guard the body from harmful free radicals, which contribute to aging and muscle breakdown. At the same time, the amino acids in protein-rich foods are vital for building and repairing muscles. Without these nutrients, Maria's progress could slow or even reverse, leading to decreased mobility and energy. Motivated by her granddaughter's advice, Maria made a determined effort to overhaul her eating habits. She introduced foods that not only reduced oxidative stress, but also supplied the essential elements needed for muscle growth. Every meal became a chance to fuel her body and support the strength she was working so hard to build. Among the transformative foods in Maria's diet was quinoa, a complete protein that contains all 9 essential amino acids. Unlike other grains, quinoa supports muscle repair and provides long-lasting energy. Maria swapped her regular rice with quinoa during lunch and dinner, enjoying its nutty taste and benefits. She also added red fruits, blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries, which are rich in antioxidants that combat oxidative stress and protect muscle tissue. Each morning, she would top her oatmeal with a handful, blend them into smoothies, or snack on them during the day. Next, she harnessed the power of tiny seeds, pumpkin and chia, which are rich in magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and fiber. These nutrients contribute to muscle health, reduce inflammation, and support overall wellness. Maria added them to yogurt, sprinkled them on salads, and mixed them into her homemade granola. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale became staples in her meals, offering iron, vitamin K, and antioxidants that support muscle oxygenation and bone health. She included them in soups, stir-fries, and even smoothies for a daily nutrient boost. Chickpeas, another new favorite, offered plant-based protein and fiber for sustained energy and digestive support. She explored different ways to enjoy them, blended into hummus, tossed in salads, or roasted as a savory snack. As time went on, Maria experienced a remarkable shift. Her energy levels surged, and she felt stronger during her workouts. What used to leave her drained became manageable, and her earlier feelings of weakness slowly faded away. But her gains went beyond physical endurance. Her skin glowed, she slept more soundly, and her focus improved. Her journey wasn't only about building muscle, it was about rediscovering vitality. Scientific findings support Maria's experience, showing that diets rich in antioxidants and protein promote muscle repair, prevent age-related muscle loss, and enhance overall health. Foods like quinoa, red berries, seeds, and greens help preserve muscle mass, sustain energy, and enhance brain function, especially vital for seniors. For Maria, nutrition wasn't just about eating well. It became the cornerstone of a life filled with energy, independence, and resilience. Every healthy meal she chose was a step toward a future where she could keep doing what she loved, living vibrantly at any age. If you're still here and enjoying these insights, please comment the number 3 below so I know you're still watching along. Thank you for being here with me. Despite all she had accomplished, Maria wanted to go further, not just to maintain her progress, but to connect with her body on a deeper level. She longed to move with ease and confidence and rediscover the vitality that time had slowly worn away. One morning during a walk in the park, she sat watching children play barefoot in the grass, their laughter ringing with energy and joy. Sitting beside her, her granddaughter turned and asked, "Grandma, have you ever walked barefoot outside? It's actually good for you." Maria smiled at the idea. It wasn't something she had considered before. Her granddaughter explained that walking barefoot on natural textures, such as grass, sand, or smooth stones, could strengthen her feet and legs in surprising ways. It also helped with balance, circulation, and overall health. Intrigued, Maria decided to give it a try. That afternoon, she slipped off her shoes and stepped onto the cool grass in her backyard. A shiver ran through her, not from cold, but from the unfamiliar yet refreshing sensation. With each careful step, she noticed how her toes flexed to grip the earth and how different muscles activated to keep her stable. She felt rooted, as if she were awakening a part of herself that had long been forgotten. As days went by, Maria explored more surfaces, soft sand, smooth pebbles, and even forest paths. Each new texture presented a challenge, engaging muscles in her feet and legs that had remained unused for years. Without realizing it, her balance improved, Her steps grew more confident, and she felt in control of her movements again. Beyond the physical, there was a deep calm in walking barefoot, an almost meditative connection with nature and herself. Standing barefoot on the earth, breathing deeply in the morning air became her quiet moment of peace. Within weeks, the transformation was evident. Her balance improved, her legs felt stronger, and she stopped hesitating on uneven surfaces, things that once made her anxious. Stepping on gravel, rising from a chair unaided, moving around without fear, became easy. This newfound strength and independence meant more to her than anything else. Scientific studies confirm that barefoot walking strengthens underused muscles, enhances body awareness and circulation, and reduces the risk of falls. The practice, also known as earthing, has been shown to lower stress, decrease inflammation, and promote overall well-being. For Maria, walking barefoot wasn't just physical. It was a return to something pure and life-affirming. The strength she gained extended beyond her muscles. It empowered her mindset. Each simple habit, whether dry brushing or walking barefoot, added up to a future of vitality and joy. Now at 95, Maria is no longer the woman who feared losing her independence. She moves with grace, tends her garden with happiness, and wakes each day feeling capable. What once felt out of reach, getting up confidently, walking with ease, embracing life with energy, has become her daily reality. But the most significant shift wasn't just in her body. It was in how she saw herself. Each barefoot step was proof that aging doesn't mean fading. It can mean growth, rediscovery, and a more profound love for life's simple joys. And that brings us to the end. 6 life-changing habits that restored Maria's strength, confidence, and independence. And they can do the same for you. Now it's your turn. What's one thing from this video you're inspired to try in your own life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For more inspiring tips to help you stay strong, healthy, and independent as you age. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the following video.